Welcome back to the Frugal Millionaires podcast, where we explore all things personal finance, self-development, and business. Now, buckle up and let's get into this video.
My name is Breon Mitchell, a corporate professional, investor, content creator, expat living abroad, and a frugal millionaire.
Today we'll be talking about lifelong learning. Successful people are always in pursuit of knowledge. Their education doesn't stop with a college degree or when they exit the classroom. They are focused always on improving, consistently striving to be better. That's what millionaires do. Now, with them not settling and consistently pushing themselves, they're always trying to beat their prior best. It's all about learning. They ask themselves questions such as, how can I do this better? What can I do to make this process more efficient? How can I communicate better? How can I beat my prior results? All of these are similar questions to what the rich ask themselves in order to improve and consistently have a keen sense of self-awareness. So what we want to really talk about today, we want to look into a study, and this study was done by Ramsey Solutions, which they really revealed some very interesting information that I'd like to share with you all regarding this study from Ramsey Solutions. So the study found that 88% of millionaires graduated from college compared to 38% of the general population. Now, this study is very interesting. In fact, let me just give you some background to the study so that you can better understand. Ramsey Solutions conducted the largest online survey of millionaires ever, with a total of 10,000 participants. 80% of millionaires invested in their company's 401k plans. And also the top five careers for millionaires included engineers, accountants, teachers, management, and attorneys. 79% of millionaires did not receive any inheritance whatsoever from their parents or either other family members. And so what this says is that 79% of millionaires were basically self-made. These are the millionaires who actually worked to accumulate their wealth. And so let's get further into the details, which really highlights an important point about the 88% which graduated from universities or colleges compared to the 38% of the general population. This is a mind-blowing statistic because, in fact, I think there's a general thought process that millionaires don't invest much time into their education. While this could be the furthest thing from the truth, this is debunked. This myth is debunked by this actual survey. So when we look further into the details, 52% of millionaires have a master's or doctoral degree, compared to 13% of the general population. Now, this isn't the only research that's been done that finds a strong link between wealth and education. In fact, there was a 2015 study that was done by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, and it talks about very similar statistics that were identified within the Ramsey Solutions study. So what we're seeing here very clearly is that there's a strong indication that the more you invest into being a lifelong learner, the more you invest into your knowledge and your education, it provides you with a stronger probability that you will reach ultimate financial freedom. So, what about you? Are you consistently striving to improve and learn? Are you open to changing your weaknesses? Are you open to identifying those weaknesses that you may possess, and also developing an action plan of how you can strengthen those weaknesses. I think this is something that's very, very important, and it's simply not talked about enough. We need to invest more into becoming lifelong learners. This is webinars, this is seminars, this is conferences, even so much free content on personal finance that is out there, on self-development, on businesses, on growth in general, that it's all over the web. So are you learning to work with different ages, different genders, different ethnicities? Again, this is all part of the millionaire mindset. And a part of the millionaire mindset is continuing to learn, continuing to improve, continuing to be better than you were yesterday, continuing to be better than you were last week, last month, and last year. So let me just share with you all a personal story that's near and dear to me. I haven't shared this story a whole lot, but I definitely would like for you all to be able to at least have a takeaway. And maybe this story could be very helpful or either inspiring to you. And so when we look at education, I remember when there was a time back in 2007 where I was looking to get into my current profession. And that's into the field of compliance and regulatory. And that's dealing with a number of things from health, safety, and environmental to all aspects of compliance and operational excellence. And so I remember when I was trying to just get into this field, and I knew that this field was in demand. And during that time, I was working in a field whereas I wasn't happy. I wasn't making the money that I wanted to make, and I really dreaded going to work every single day. And so knowing that I already set my sights on getting into the compliance and regulatory field, I started to take actions before I actually got into that field. I started to take courses that would set me up with the foundation. And those courses took away from my family time. Those courses took away from my vacation time. And it really was a sacrifice. But I was willing to make that sacrifice because I knew that it would pay off. Ultimately, it would allow me to be a strong candidate to get an entry-level position, which is what I was trying to obtain at the time. And so, just kind of fast forwarding, I took these courses over a 6 to 8 month period. And I finally, after applying for numerous jobs, and these were internal jobs within the company that I was already working for at that time. After applying numerous times, I finally received an interview. And once I received that interview, I was ready. I felt very confident going into that interview. I didn't feel that I wouldn't be able to answer any of the questions. I didn't feel afraid. I didn't have any anxiety. None of those things. I was very well prepared because I had already taken the necessary steps to take my own money and my own time to invest in my education, to invest in my knowledge, and most of all, to invest in myself and what I believed in for me. And so as the story continues, I was set up because at that time I was working night shift. And so I went into work early and I let my supervisor know that, hey, I have an interview coming up. And he said, hey, you can utilize my office, utilize the phone, utilize the computer to conduct your interview. And I was grateful for that. And so I went in, got myself set up. The interview got started, and there were probably about 10 questions. And out of those 10 questions, I stumbled on one of the questions. But the other 9, I answered them fully, and I answered them with a very strong, confident response. And at the end of that interview, there was no indication from the committee that interviewed me at that time that I would be a selected candidate for that job. there was zero indication at all that they even were happy with my interview. But I can tell you, I walked away from the interview with the confidence that that position was mine. And I even spoke that to my supervisor. After the completion of the interview, I remember walking out of his office and he was standing outside smoking a cigarette. And I said to him, I said, I'm going to be leaving soon. I just got hired. Well, no one told me in the interview that I was hired. No one told me even, Breon, you did great or you did terrible. No one said anything. When I said that to him, he had a very strange look on his face. He said, no, it doesn't work like that. That's not the process. I said, I understand that's not the process, but I'm very confident in my interview. And I just kept walking. And so I went on about my business, and 1 week passed, another week passed, 3 weeks passed, and still nothing. No email, no phone call, no communication through my boss. The 4th week, I received the communication, and it was from my supervisor, the same supervisor that was standing outside smoking that cigarette. And I remember going into night shift, and he asked me to come into his office. He said, I have something to tell you. I said, sure, what's going on? He said, I just want to let you know that you were right. They contacted me today saying that they've been trying to get in contact with you for the past week about the job. So you don't have to report to shift tonight. Go ahead, take time, pack up all your things, and do your transition process. And that moment for me was the confirmation of those efforts that I put in, that I invested, knowing at some point that they'd pay off. And from that point in 2007, me getting that confirmation, and then fast forward into where I actually reported to duty, reported to my new supervisor, and had a chance to, sit down and talk with my new supervisor during the onboarding process. And I asked him the question, what made you select me? Why was I selected for this position? And he responded to me very clearly and straightforward. You were the best candidate. You came in well prepared. You knew your stuff. And again, further confirmation. See, let me tell you, it's all about investing in yourself. There's never a lack of opportunities, but you need to prepare yourself for the opportunity when it comes so that you're ready to take advantage of that opportunity. Because believe me, your opportunity will come, but it will not stay. It will not wait for you. No opportunity waits for anyone. You have to be ready. And so I leave you with this about my personal story. I started out with a dream and with a goal to get into my current profession of compliance and regulatory. And that dream was fulfilled. And then I fast forward after getting into an entry-level position 15 years ago, and fast forward into 15 years from that time till today, and I'm working in the top position in my field for the largest company in the world in my industry. That in itself is humbling. And I'm only sharing that with you all just to let you know I'm no different than you. What I accomplished, you can accomplish the same. It's just a matter of, are you willing to sacrifice the time? Are you willing to invest in yourself? Are you willing to bet on yourself? And if you're willing to do those things, then you can also be at the top. So over here at Frugal Millionaires, we're going to be bringing you more content. I'm going to be sharing more personal stories. I want you all to really understand, And I want you all to really know what's possible for you and what you can accomplish. You have so much potential, but the difference is, are you willing to work hard? Are you willing to sacrifice some of your time? Are you willing to sacrifice missing out on some family events and activities? Again, thank you for watching this episode of the Frugal Millionaires podcast. We truly, truly value your viewership and being a part of our family and our community. If you found this video helpful in any way whatsoever, please drop us a comment. Let us know what you liked about the video. Let us know what you did not like about the video. And also let us know what you'd like to hear more of, so that we can continue to deliver on the content that you all would like to see. Please hit that like button to show your support and appreciation. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and turn on all post notifications. We really appreciate you for becoming a part of our family. Again, you'll never miss out on any future content as long as all notifications are on, and we'll see you on the next one.